Three reasons why Garba Shehu is right for saying the president is healthier than most youths. Welcome to the news and thank you for tuning in to listen. President Muhammad Buhari's media and publicity aide Garba Shehu has called out the youth attacking the president. He has called out the youth attacking the president for health status. Over time, President Buhari is known to fly outside the country for medical checkup and treatment. Well, it is no longer news that the president's status has become a thing or has been a thing of a past. Yes, a thing of discussion in recent times, even in the past as well. When he became the president, people were so worried, and even up until now, it is still because it still is an issue of discussion, and this is because certain people or majority of Nigerians believe his health status actually determines on why some things are not currently working as it's supposed to be at the country. The news in detail, please stay with us. This has left some youths upset about the president's health status. Considering the number of population in the country, the youths believe that the president is not fit to lead the people. Garba Shehu, in response to the frequent attacks against the president's health, called out those attackers and said, Buhari is healthier than most youths attacking him on health matters. Garba's statements sound illogical because the youths are still young and their immune system are still very much compared to the president. But a second thought, Garba Shehu might just be right given the following reason. Number one, drug abuse. A lot of youths are becoming drug addicts, and this is dangerous in their immune system. Drugs like cannabis, tramadol, marijuana, weed, cocaine, cigarettes, etc. are becoming abused commonly by the youths of today. What many young people don't know is that these drugs weaken the body's immune system, and when they age, they are prone to deadly diseases such as cancer. Garba Shehu has observed the high rate of consuming of drugs by the youth, which made him make such statement. Sexually transmitted disease. This present generation are changing the narrative of having a relationship based on love to that of money and an avenue for sexually activities. Sadly, most youths are driven with higher sexual urge. In the process, they're prone to contract sexually transmitted infections. This is another reason why the president is healthier than most of the youths. Accident and rival clash. Lastly, accident and rival clashes is another reason why the president is healthier than the youths attacking him. The rate of cultism and its acts is becoming alarming. You see our youths attacking each other with deadly weapons, permanently damaging their borders. Also, cases of reckless driving by these youths causes accidents and sometimes deaths to the victims. Sadly, when you relate to Garba Shehu's statement to reality, President Buhari is much healthier and safer than most of the youths. Do you agree? Well, I don't think both of them are fitting. Why? Because many people are complaining about the president's health status because, number one, he is using Nigeria's funds, the funds that is meant for, Nigerians to facilitate his medical trips or medical checkups abroad. Yes, I think that is one of the reasons. Then secondly, it is because in his absence. Why? Because he's actually most of the time not present. When he is absent, things that happen behind him, I am certainly 40%, 30% sure that the president is not aware. Most of the things that happen in his absence, he's not going to be aware. They might tell him about what the happenings, but I tell you, it's not going to be like when that thing is happening in his presence. Like he's actually in the country, and he actually, that thing happened when he's very much around. I don't know if I'm making sense. Let's say, for instance, something happens and you're narrating it to the person over the phone, or you're narrating it to the person when the person comes back. It will certainly not be like when the thing happened. People believe that if the president was, number one, was healthier, and number two, he's very much around, there are things in the country that would change, that will not be the way it is. And the health status, they're saying if he was a little bit younger and it was healthier, they are saying there are some things as well that will not be happening as it is happening now. That is what these people are, or this is the angle these people are coming from. So coming out to say, oh, it is because of this one, I don't think the argument balances up for me. Sincerely, I don't think it balances up for me. I sincerely don't think it balances well for me at all. Because, I mean, both the young and the old can be drug addicts. You cannot take it away. You cannot say, oh, it is the young population. Both the young now and the old can be drug addicts, number one. Both the young and the old can be addicted to sexual activities as well. So to me, I think the argument does not tally off. Where people see it as a problem is, number one, the trips the medical checkups that the president normally go on is actually funded by the country's money or from the country's force. And then the fact that he's not always present, it makes things, you can easily cook up things and tell him, rather than when he's going to be around, he's saying things, in white and black by himself. He can actually do something about it. Then if he is actually younger and healthier, there are some things that I believe and some people believe that will not be happening as it is happening now. That is what I think as well. Okay, I stand to be corrected. You can take up this argument with me. But me, I feel that those are the areas. Number one, medical trip funded. Number two, by Nigeria's pause. Number two, the fact that he's not always around. And number three. So I think those are the major things that people who are always calling out the president, they are calling him out for. Okay. And again, when it comes to, him ruling, those who are calling on the presidency for age, for his health status, I'm going to say, I'm calling on the presidency for competency, for nepotism, and for tribalism. And these things are not, they're not actually based on these arguments. Like, you cannot balance the argument of, okay, drug abuse, sexual activities, and then I'm talking about competency. So if you look at it very well, you find out that the argument does not tally. As in, you can't have an argument based on, okay, the president held, then his competency, then his ability to handle issues when he's not around and all of that. Then you're bringing an argument of sexually transmitted disease by the youth and me. So I think it certainly does not tally up. However you look at it, Nigeria deserves better. We deserve somebody who is competent. We deserve somebody who is healthier. We deserve somebody who is younger. We deserve somebody who will do right by Nigerians and will take Nigeria from this point to a better point in the nearest future. Okay, on this note, we've come to the end of the news. We say thank you for tuning in to listen. Until I come your way next time, enjoy the rest of the day.